family members, not with people who are very close to us, but in the world, in our colleges, in our universities, in our workplaces, and wherever we go. When we have so many people we have to interact with, and so many people who are not like us, and even people who are difficult. How should we react with them? Should we adjust ourselves to every person? Or should we have one sort of way that we deal with those who are not like me? It's not exactly either, and it's a little bit of both. The internal you stays the same, regardless of what circumstance you're in. You know, one of the mistakes that we make in life, and when I say mistake, I mean just because it leads to our suffering. There's no, global mistake. But if you suffer, chances are that you've done something or thought something that has led to suffering. So when I say mistake, I mean things that tend to end up in us suffering. And one of them is that we base our inner world, what we call our swastiti, on the outer world, the paristiti. So one of the ways that most of us live is sort of, as is the outer world around me, so am I. In a peaceful, beautiful, wonderful place, I'm very peaceful. With people who are very nice to me, I'm very nice. With people who are rude and obnoxious to me, well, either I'm going to be rude and obnoxious back, or I'm going to be very agitated and upset inside, because even though I didn't react outside, it has still impacted me on the inside. So either way, I've reacted. And one of the most important teachings of the spiritual path is, can I go the other way? Instead of saying my internal world is going to be determined based on my outer world, because the dilemma with that is I have no control over the outer world. And so if you being rude and obnoxious makes me upset, I need you to be nice for me to be okay. Well, I've just set myself up for a lifetime of frustration and misery. If I need you to act in a certain way for me to feel okay, you can be pretty sure that I spend most of my life either not feeling okay or being very worried that somebody's going to do what I don't like, because then I'm not going to feel okay. And instead of that, if I focus on the thing I do have control over, which is my own internal state, and then I carry that into the world. So if I focus, instead of focusing on how do I deal with the people around me, I focus on my own peace. Not peace that comes from being away from them, not that peace I can only experience, if no one's talking to me, but a peace that's there because of who I am, because of the nature of who I am. Because I've had a taste, a touch, a glimpse of the consciousness in me. The consciousness that's not bounded by my ego or my emotions or my relations or my fears. My consciousness that's one with the world around me rather than at odds with the world around me. And when I have a glimpse of that consciousness, I focus on that in me. And the more grounded I am in my own consciousness, the fullness of my own consciousness, then I carry that into the world, and people are nice to me, wonderful. People are not so nice to me, okay. But my internal sense is not being determined by that. Rather, my swastiti, my internal world, actually is able to impact the world outside me. Because we're energetic beings. And we literally send out frequencies. Our brains literally send out brain waves out of our skulls that actually are frequencies and are readable on machines. Now, yeah, some of that I'm getting from the people around me, but I'm also sending it out into the world. And so the thing that I do in all circumstances, it's not adapt to them. It's not, oh, you like me to hop on one foot, I'll hop on one foot. You like the skip, I'll skip. You like me to, slow dance, I'll slow dance. You want me to, moon dance or moonwalk, I'll moonwalk. You want me to, it's not that type of adapting. It's an anchoring of the self that regardless of what the situation is, the self is anchored. And then there's an awareness. There's an awareness of different people, particularly if it's the same people every day. If it's brand new people every day, or if it's brand new crowds in brand new shopping centers every day, then it doesn't matter. Because what you know is, even if this person is horrible, in 30 seconds this interaction is going to be over and I never have to see them again. And we're able to usually recover kind of quickly. The difficulty becomes the people we have to see over and over again. So not a loved one, not a person by choice, but a classmate, a colleague, a neighbor. Those types of people, a community member, whether it's my tennis club or our temple club or church group or whatever it may be. And here you do a couple of things. First, swastiti, inner world. Stay connected. I am consciousness. I am love. I am divinity. Regardless of where I go, regardless of who I interact with, you don't have the power to make me angry instead of divinity, anger instead of divinity. That would be an incredible amount of power to put into somebody's hands. I'm divine consciousness, but here, if you want to, you can make me angry instead. I'll give you that power over me. Oh, you want to make me, frustrated? Okay, you can make me be frustrated. Or you want me just to be a yo-yo in your hands? Okay, here I am. I'll be a yo-yo in your hands, no problem. Why would we do that? So we stay grounded in the awareness of I am consciousness, I am love, I am divinity. That's piece one. Piece two. We understand very clearly and intellectually that people who spread misery spread it because they are miserable. Basic rule. 100% true. There is no one who is happy, peaceful, fulfilled, and satisfied who makes people around them miserable. Unless it's because the people around them are just, jealous and wanting to pull them down. But there's nobody who actually is spreading misery. Who's insulting others, who's condemning others, who's harming others, who's thwarting others. If they're really peaceful and joyful inside. And so if what someone is doing is making my life miserable, not because I'm jealous of them, not because I'm in some unspoken competition with them and they just won't let me win, not because of my own ego complex, but if really they are making me miserable, they're insulting me, they're criticizing me, they're thwarting me, they're harming me, I can be pretty sure that they're miserable inside. And although that doesn't change the situation outside, it changes a little bit of our interpretation of it. Now, instead of them being the enemy, we're able to generate a little bit of compassion, at least pity, for them. And it's hard to be really angry at someone when you're feeling pity for them. It's even harder if you're able to actually feel empathy or compassion or something much deeper. But even if you can't go there, if you just can feel pity, it's still very difficult to maintain anger at the same time. So you do that. And the third piece connects to the first, which is as we exude energy, rather than just stay grounded in myself, see how much of an energetic transmitter you can be. If that person is transmitting and you're receiving and it's making you miserable, well, can you, instead of just turning off your receiver so you're not getting their negative stuff, can you also turn on your transmitter? Can you also try to, and this is all metaphoric, of course, because of course all the time we're both receiving and transmitting. That's how energy works. But metaphorically, it helps in terms of our focus. Is my intention and attention on receiving? Oh my God, I can't believe she said that. Oh my God, I can't believe. Or is my attention and intention on transmitting? Can I send out peace? If I'm consciousness and I'm peace and I'm love, well, can I be so much consciousness and peace and love that it actually overflows and I've got enough to spare and can send some their way? And it may not change them, but the simple act of doing it will give you an entirely new experience in that moment. If it changes them, it's a bonus. But don't go into it with the agenda of, I'm going to change them. Don't you feel my good vibrations? For God's sake, stop it. I'm sending you love here. Not like that. If they change, great. But if not, at least your experience of that situation has changed.